Okay guys, while Susanna is doing the ironing, I thought I would try doing my first bit of cooking and kitchen stuff and things like that, so we can try and get Slovakian kitchen working. So I'm going to make a shepherd's pie, and I'm going to kind of talk you through what I'm going to do for the shepherd's pie, and I don't even have to translate this into English either, which is brilliant! Yes! Okay, first things first, we're going to chop an onion, and like I've said in the past, whenever you chop an onion, suck on a spoon. It'll stop your eyes from worrying. And I know people don't believe me, but it really will. Watch, I'm going to do this. Suck it on a spoon, chop in the onion. See, no tears. No, that was really stupid. I've just put my onion-filled fingers into my eyes, but no tears, none whatsoever. Perfect. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to need for a shepherd's pie, obviously you need mashed potato, and we need the potatoes to cook. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get these all peeled and into this pan and ready to boil so that we can mash them up later. So that is exceptionally boring to watch, so I won't make you watch it. And there we have it, the potatoes are currently cooking away on the hob, which means now we can start to prepare the rest of the stuff. So we're going to need a pan. So let's get ourselves a nice big one, because we've got lots of stuff to go in there. So we've got our pan, and let's do some bits and bobs. Okay then, first things first, let's get the hob on and get a good glug of oil in there, just heating up nicely. Obviously we've got the onions that we did a little bit earlier on. We're going to also add some mixed veg, which I've actually bought it, but you can chop if you want to. We're going to add some mushrooms in, a little bit of Worcester sauce, some fresh herbs, and also, most important ingredient, not the drop knife, beef. We're going to be making shepherd's pie, no, we're making cottage pie, sorry. Shepherd's pie is lamb, cottage pie is beef, and then we need to add our stock and our gravy and everything else as well after that. So first things first, we want the beef to be properly cooked, so let's get the beef in there, shall we? Let's do that. We're going to brown it nicely and hopefully get some nice flavours in there. That'll be good. Right, okay. Yes, I have washed my hands, by the way. Okay. Get rid of its nappy. Don't want that. Out of there. And break it up in there. Nice. Better clean my hands again, so I'll do that now. Okay, we need to keep this moving around, so that doesn't stick to the pan horribly or anything like that. We also need some freshly boiled water, because we're going to need to make up the stock to go into the cottage pie as well. So you need a nice, good old gravy, good bit of gravy in there to make it really nice and thick and gorgeous. So anyway, we're still making sure that this is all browned off. The last thing you want is for it to actually be red or uncooked. That would be a bit crap. I tell you what, it's getting a bit dark in here. Let's have some light on the subject. Oh, there we go. It's almost like a professional kitchen. I wouldn't go that far, but anyway. Okay, so we're almost browned off on the mince, which is good. Let's do the next bit and add the onion. So we chopped it a little bit earlier on. It's all ready, it's here. So let's get this in. And we also need the mushrooms as well. Little baby button mushrooms, probably the best idea. Saves having to chop them all up as well, doesn't it? You just give them a wash off. and then just add them in. You can have them whole, because let's face it, they're not very big. Get that all stirred in. Because you don't want it to cook too much, because obviously it's going to cook in the oven as well. Which, speaking of which, I need to turn on. So while that's doing that, I am going to get a couple of nice bay leaves, because bay leaves are always good for flavour and everything. So just these two things here. That'll be my phone. I'll be back in a second. Really must learn to turn my phone off. Anyway, so I'm going to chop up some bay leaves, just because, like I said, I'll add some lovely flavours. Just a couple of them, that'll do. And the potatoes, otherwise they're going to boil over, something rotten. Don't want that. We're going to just clean the oven. Susanna would kill me. Okay, so we get the bay leaves. There we go. It doesn't have to be neat or tidy or anything, but oh, they smell fantastic. So just drop those in. Give everything a good stir up again. And another essential ingredient for cottage pie. Vegetables, first thing. Going to drop those in there. Lots of root veg. Some nice squash as well, turnip, all that kind of stuff. It's all in there. Get it all stirred in. Get it all in there. Make it look good. Oh yeah. Look at all those colours. Oh, it smells amazing already. And we've not even finished yet. We're not even close to finishing. So yeah, we're going to let all those cook in there slowly. And while they're doing that, we're going to add one more very special ingredient. And not many people add this. I've got a brand new bottle of it. It is the one and only Worcester sauce. You've got to put Worcester sauce in. It just gives it a real tang, a real zing. Am I even in focus? Can you even see me back there? If I do that, is that better? I don't know. Is that any better? Can you see me? I have no idea. I'm going to drop some Worcester sauce in there. Maybe 2 teaspoons of. Doesn't need to be much, but oh, it just really gives it a proper good zap. So I'll get that in there as well. Oh, this is looking good. Oh, this smells awesome. It really does. Right, obviously to get the root vegetables to cook, we need a bit of fluid in there. So what we're going to do is going to add some stock. And you can do this with stock, or you can do it with gravy. I tend to use beef stock, that kind of thing. Just, I don't know, just tastes a little bit saltier, a little bit meatier. And you can get some really good stocks these days as well. There's a bloke, Mark Peter White, as is more commonly known. He's from Leeds. Thinks he's French. He's not. But he makes some, or is sponsored by a company who makes some very, very good stock cubes. But I'm just using good old Oxo for today. And what I'll probably do is probably put a couple of these in, and then I'll add a bit of gravy as well, just to give it a bit more thickness, because I often find stock isn't quite as thick as you'd like it to be. So put that in there, add the water. Oh yes, she's good. She's good. Right. So everything's doing nicely. Oh, this is looking splendid. It really is. Okay, but as you can see, as I said, it's looking just a little thin. That water looks a little thin. So if you add a little bit of gravy, it really will make a big difference. So if I just get the gravy out, not the coffee, or the vanilla essence for that matter, definitely the gravy. And I'm never one for really doing proper measurements, so I'm just going to drop a bit in there. Oh, that'll do. We'll stir that in as well. And oh, this is looking good. This is looking good. This is the way we want it. And as you can see, it's just a little bit browner, a little bit thicker, just better. It really is, it makes a world of difference putting in the gravy. And you can add as much as you want. You can make the whole stock out of gravy, it doesn't really matter. And what we're going to do now is we're going to leave this just to simmer away, let the potatoes cook as well, and then we're going to stick everything in the oven. Okay, so the potatoes are ready. I think it's time to do a little bit of mashing. First things first, we need to get ourselves some milk, we need to get some butter, we need to add it in there as well. Not much, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more of a flavour, and also to make sure we get rid of all the lumps, because that does help, believe it or not. So first things first, we're going to get some butter or something, another substitute, and we're going to get some milk as well. So here we go. On the milk front, like I say, you don't need much, at all. You just need a little bit, so just like a drizzle like that, just enough to put some over the top of the potatoes. It doesn't need to be loads, not loads by a stretch of the imagination. And then we'll plumb that back in the fridge, because we're going to need that for coffee later on. And we'll get rid of the tab. And the other thing that we need, some butter. And I'll use a spatula for this. Just get a fairly healthy clog, but not too much. Look, that's not loads. Look, it's quite a bit, but not masses of stuff, especially for the amount of potatoes that we've got in here. So we're going to add that in as well. So we'll just get the butter in there, and that's all in there. Awesome, great, excellent. Right, now we need to do a little bit of mashing, my favourite bit. Right, we need to get the masher out. There it is. I've just got a normal one, and we are going to do our thing. So, oh yeah. Just get in there, just get it done. Get all the milk and everything else blended in together with the butter. The butter will melt through the potatoes, especially if you've got enough potatoes in there. I chopped up about 5 fairly big ones. And what I tend to do is give it a little bit of a twist as you go through the potato. That way, kind of get rid of all the lumps. I've never made mashed potato with any lumps before. I've never had that problem, so that's pretty cool. And I know some people like lumps, but they're not really meant to be there, as we all know. It kind of reminds me of school dinners if you have them with lumps in. So I didn't like school. I tried to necessarily make mashed potatoes with any lumps. Hopefully you'll end up with something looking a bit like that. Excellent. Right, so the oven's been on, and I set it at 200 degrees, and now it's just a case of plating everything up into here, and then we can just shove it in the oven, and that's it. So first things first, obviously, we've got quite a lot of this, and I think maybe a little bit too much, but this is all the juices, the veg, the mince, everything all in there. Try and get as much in as you possibly can. You need to leave about ½ an inch or so for your potato at the top. So let's see where we are at the moment with this. Just try and get it nice and level. And at the moment, I think I'm in a position where I could maybe afford to put a little bit more in there. I think I can maybe get a little bit more in, so let's do that. Don't want to go too crazy, but in the middle it's not such a big deal. And actually, that's not bad. I know we've got a bit of a pile of beef there, but we can level that out. Okay, so we've got our beef and everything, and all the potatoes are going to go on top. We've got our beef, we've got our root vegetables, we've got our mushrooms, Worcester sauce, the gravy and stock in there, the onions, all in there. They've all cooked together. They've all got the flavours of each other. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take these things here, the amazing mashed potato. I'm going to add it on top and just smooth it down on top. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. This is going to be just awesome. You just get it right over to the corner. It doesn't need to be neat and tidy or anything like that. Just get it on there, get it smoothed out, almost a bit like grouting the tiles. Now I've probably got a little bit too much juice in here, but you know what? I don't care. It's going to taste great, it really is. Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's so good. Oh man, that is brilliant. Okay, so next step. I'm probably going to have to clean up, but the next step is get this in the oven and let's leave it to cook for 20-25 minutes or so. Pretty much everything else is already cooked in there, so you just want it to brown off this mashed potato that's on top here, so that you can get a really good, nice bit of brown peeking over the top of it, so it looks fantastic, and you can get some nice brown peeking over the top of it, so it looks fantastic and tastes just as good as well. And there it is, guys. It's done. How awesome is that? So easy, so simple, and that will last us for ages. We'll be eating cottage pie for about a year and a half, I think. But that is amazing. It's so easy, so simple. So make it yourself. Go on, go do it. Can you see me now? Excellent. Go do it. It's easy. Right, let's eat. And there we have it, homemade shepherd's pie. Doddle. And now it's going to be in my tummy. Oh, so hungry, I'm turning you off. Excellent. See you in a bit.